Hey guys, we're live with Hermine. We're gonna get started. Our topic today. Oh, you know what? Before we go into topic, let's just do our highs and lows. We didn't do it last week because we had a guest, but we can start today. So who wants to go high and low first?
Justice.
Okay. so my high for today was my husband came home early and I cooked dinner early. So my
Team wife winning. Got it.
my low was I did not fold the laundry. And I don't feel bad about it.
I don't blame you on that.
No.
Not at all. Low for me. Hold on. Today was a crazy day. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it started off crazy at work. I guess because we have a day off tomorrow. It just, we make up for the days that we get off from the week. We definitely make up for them the rest of the week. So we do I feel like just as much work in a 4-day week that we do on a 5-day week. So it's just hustle and bustle. Super busy. So, and they messed up my lunch order at lunch. They gave me like turkey instead of tuna. I don't know how they mixed that up. I had no cheese, no mayo, no oil, no nothing. Just a dry ass wrap. It was so bad, right? So that, and I had to take my lunch like an hour later than I usually do because I had to cover because we were like short on people and it was super busy. So that was my low. My high, that was a bad low. And now my high was I got flowers. So that really put a smile on my face. So definitely a good high.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. My high today was definitely that I woke up super early. I got so much done today. Like I went through so much, like socks, like
we saw
many socks. I have a bag that I save in my closet, and I'm like, I'll get back to you guys. I'll match you up. Like I'll be like hoarding socks.
Get rid of those things. You gotta clean them out every once in a while.
So I'll be hoarding my kids' socks, and because they like throw their socks like under the bed or something. And then when I find them later, I wash and then I'll match them up. So I matched a lot of socks up today. So I got that done. I cleaned up everything. Like everything was just like so clean. My bathrooms, everything. I just cleaned up everything. So that was like my high. My low today, honestly, I don't even think I had a low because I was like on a high today. So I didn't have a low. But yeah, that was our day. So we're gonna go right into our topic. Yeah, because it was just like so good today. So I wasn't letting nothing rain on my parade. So listen, the night is over. Don't be trying to call me raining on my parade tonight. Because I will hang up
positive vibes only.
Yes, it is the best feeling. So getting into our topic. So today we're going to talk about change, acceptance, and evolving. I said evolving, but evolving. So it's so much like change like going on right now on so many levels, like personal change, world changing, your environment, everything is changing on us. And I know like it's just so hard. Like for me, like I have like such a different like view, I think, in life now than I ever had. And I feel like sometimes I have too much going on in this mind. And I used to be so afraid of change, but right now it's like you gotta like kind of like deal with it, accept it, right? You just have to accept it. And so much is going on, like to where like people are so sensitive right now, like with everything that's going on. I feel like so many people are so sensitive. And I just think it's because people are not looking at, and I know Justice is going to touch on this in a great way, but like people are just so sensitive to where like you can't say nothing. Like I've had people, take me off of their Facebooks, Instagrams, because like they just assume what you're saying is bad because it's just so emotional to everything. But it's like, we're allowed to speak, you know what I mean? And we're allowed to feel how we want to feel. And some people, see things that you may not see. Because I feel like what's going on right now in the world, I feel like they're playing with our emotions, honestly. And it's an attack, you know, and I feel like change is okay if you guys want to change it, but leave our feelings alone. You know what I mean? Like, leave our kids alone. Like, it's so much going on. Like, slow it down, bro. Like, it's too much. It's too much.
Listen, I posted it on my stories. You see it on my stories again.
Yeah.
I posted it a couple times.
Yeah, it's just too much. Like, slow it down, take it back. And everybody don't have to be so mad at each other. Like, some people just, you know, need to get there with you. You know what I mean? Like, and some may not understand what you understand about it, but you know, like, it's just so much change, and it's okay to, you know, to accept it, but it's okay to understand that sometimes change is good, but sometimes it's bad if in whose hands it's in, you know what I mean? But we definitely have to pray a lot because it's a lot of bad stuff going on in this world. And honestly, you have to pray, and you really have to like just get in tune with yourself, because you can really go crazy in these days. Like, you really can mentally, like, it's bad.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like you were saying, a change is good when it's a positive change. This is what it really boils down to. The positive change is always good.
yeah.
But there's a lot of negative change going on in this world right now, and that's what you're touching base on. But as I don't know, it's just a touchy subject. I think it's
really
a tough subject, because we're evolving in good ways, and then we're evolving in bad ways.
Yeah, we are,
and we're getting tested all the time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we definitely are. Yeah. We definitely are. And I feel like we're being played with like fiddles right now. Like, I feel like our livelihoods are like our freedom. A lot of things are being played with right now. A lot of things are changing. And I don't think people realize how much control we actually have. And that's the problem. And we're losing. The more we don't know that we have it, the more we lose it. And that's what people don't realize. And that's where my standpoint is with it. Like, it's so much going on right now, and people are bowing down to it, to the point where it's like, when you bow down to things because you just, you know, what can I do? We just talked about this earlier, Vanessa. Like,
we did.
People's famous word, what can you do? Listen,
a lot.
We can do a lot. Like, I said this one time, like, the human, like, our power is unbelievable. Like, I've seen this, like, a group of people get together and they pray. This is why they don't want us together, you know, and they don't want us, you know, a group of people can pray literally, and it does something so powerful beyond what we can ever believe can happen in that moment. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why they don't want people, you know, together and in their minds actually like join.
But also, like, to touch on that, like, I think it's so easy for people to be like, well, what can we do? Because you are only seeing, and I know, like, a lot of people are like spiritual and all the other stuff, and they may not want to tap into that side, but that's the thing. The enemy, that's exactly what he wants you to think. There's only this, what's in front of you.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than what's in front of you.
Oh,
like, there's like literally, I have a book called like There's a War Going On, and you're in the middle of it. And it's like, think of it like this. I like to use this analogy, like, you know how like they will recruit people like a long time ago, before I was even thought of. They would recruit people and they would just send them into war.
Yeah.
No, if you're a man, you're going in. You're in the middle of a war. You're just like, what's happening? What's going on? Because you didn't sign up for any of this, right?
No.
And you haven't picked. You're not picking a side. I'm not saying that well, there's a wrong side, yes, but I'm not going to say there's a right or a wrong side. But you're not fighting. You're just sitting there, bracing for impact. Like, this is a roller coaster. Just let yourself go.
Yeah.
And you're being tossed to and fro. You know what I mean? Tossed back and forth. You're not realizing, like, listen, this is where I heard it from you. If you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything.
Oh yeah.
And that's what's happening. You're just falling. Well, I guess I'll get, I'll get the shot. I guess I'll do this. I guess I'll do that. I mean, what can I do? So yeah, it's just.
And you know what you said, like, what people realize, like, as us as humans, we're picking sides when we're all playing on the same side, and nobody realizes that we're being played right now. We're literally on the board like Hunger Games right now, and they are doing everything to divide us. And like, people sit there and say like, oh, we've been divided. No, we had, like, listen, my kids, and I can say this wholeheartedly, my kids didn't even know the difference between Black, white, Hispanic. They didn't know nothing. Like, my kids are so confused right now, because that's all that's being talked about now. Our kids are all mixed up. Like, it's a shame that they have to go back now. Like, come on, like, that's the problem. And people don't realize that they're attacking us with that. You know what I mean? They're attacking us with that. And it's going so hard. Like, it's just crazy to me. And honestly, we're all on the same side, because they are the ones controlling all these things that's going on, all these things that's happening. They are controlling it for their purpose. They already have a purpose. They already have a plan. You know what I mean? And it's not God's purpose. It's they're trying to play God here. And like you said, people are just saying, oh, I'll get this, I'll do that, or I won't do this, or I won't do that, because they feel like it is what it is. Like, I live here, I got to do this. You know what I mean? And honestly, we stand for something. Honestly, we really do. And I feel like we're losing that every day that we bow down. You know what I mean? We bow down to it. We lose that. And the more and more we lose that, the more we're going to lose a lot. Like, and our kids are and who's really going to have the effect is our kids. And that's why I wholeheartedly say, like, I'm fighting for these kids in this world right now. Like, our voices matter. Like, and your voice that you think that doesn't matter, it does matter. You know what I mean? And that gut feeling, like, I go with my gut. And if something don't feel right, I'm not going with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with change, but if my gut is telling me this is not the change that's meant for me and my family, I'm not going with that. And I don't care who doesn't like it or who feels like I'm this or that. You know what I mean? I know what I feel. You're doing it because they told you on the news to do it, or they're giving you these stats or whatever, and you're just running with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And people need to really go with that feeling. Like I get it all the time, and I go with it now. And I used to not, but I do now.
But that's a sign of growth, Ashley. I feel like you don't always go with your gut feeling as a kid, as a teenager. You don't really know what it is. You're not really in tune with yourself to hear that voice, I feel like sometimes. But as you grow and you evolve, that you start to listen to that. Well, some people do, not everybody, but some people do. But I agree with you, like what you were saying, the analogy you said, the Hunger Games. So we're in that right now. Like, but what you didn't touch base on, and it's something that we discuss all the time too, they're distracting us with different things. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. They're distracting us with gas prices or pricing on different things. And people, even with the pandemic going on, people went through personal things in their relationships. Divorces at an all-time high. Domestic violence is at an all-time high right now. So those are things when you're getting personally, like you're going through personal things like that, that's already messing with your emotions. You're already emotional, you're stressed, you don't know what you're doing. Some people are having their jobs threatened. They don't know what's going to happen to their jobs. Are they going to be forced to comply with certain things that they may not believe in, or what are they going to do? Or are they going to be let go because they stand for something, or they stand for their religion, or they decide, you know what, I don't know if this is for me because I feel it in my gut. It might not be the right choice to do, but I can't lose this job because I have a family, I have kids, I need a roof over my head. I need to be able to afford a car. You know what I mean? So as as people are getting attacked that way, it's hard to see the bigger picture because you're focused on what's in front of you, what's going on right in front of me that I'm dealing with right now. I don't have time to deal with what's going on around out in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like, we're all, they're putting that fear out. They'll starve us, right? They're already starving us. They're already making us so hungry, like,
yeah,
for the unknown, because we're hungry for the unknown, because we don't really know what the end game is, right? We just know.
Exactly.
We just know that, we're starving right now. That's really what it is. And when you start playing with our livelihood, you start playing with our kids, you start saying it, now it's like, okay, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. But go ahead, Justice, you look like you got something on your mind, girl. I need to
No.
hear this.
Yes.
I'm just like, it's crazy because it's like everybody, like you're like you said, distractions, like they're just distracting you with this, distract you that, they're distracting you from what's the, like, what is your ultimate, like, like I said, I made a post earlier talking about like the center, like your core, like everybody right now is, looking deeper right into themselves. They're trying to figure out like my deeper meaning and who am I, and before like trauma and all that stuff, right? Everybody's digging deeper. Everybody's looking for like the center. And the thing is that I said this, I think in one of our other videos, like your foundation, like everybody, like they're distracting you. It is either you're like, you're like us, we're standing up, we're like, listen, like, I'm not complying. I know what I believe in, I'm standing for it. And other people are just like, it's for the, you heard what they said, we gotta go. Yeah. We gotta do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And instead of just saying, no, like my foundation is strong. I'm standing 10 toes deep. Like I'm standing 10 toes deep in what I said I'm gonna, what I want and what I believe in. And other people are just sinking.
Yeah.
And they're just like reaching for anything to grab because they're just like, what do I do? What am I gonna do? And they're sinking into it because their foundation is not strong.
Mm-hmm. So
that's why you have to grab, like, you really have to stick up for what you believe in, basically. That's what I'm hearing. Like, just believe in something and stick up for it. Like,
yeah, you do. You definitely, you have to stand for something. And just saying that, like, so many people are, this is where it comes to the dividance. Like, so many people are standing for things right now that really have nothing to do with what's really going on in this world right now. Like, yes. Y'all are so blinded. Like, wake up. Do you not see they're playing these cards to have, like, they're distractions. Like Vanessa was just saying, they're straight distractions. They have nothing to do with.
There's literally a battle right now of something that is a personal, private thing that has nothing to do with anyone. Why do I need to know your sexuality?
Yes,
period.
Exactly.
That's the question I still ask. I don't, like I said, I'm not saying, I hate you if you're gay. That's not my standpoint.
No, not at all.
I love the person. I hate the sin, but I love the person. Mm-hmm. But my thing is why do I even have to address you as that?
Yeah, like, and it's not even, that's not even something like came from them. Like, this is something like was created, and it's like hashtag, and everybody's doing it. Listen, look, all 2020, like, guys, like, something is going on here. You guys got to see this. Like, what's up with these hashtags? Oh, hashtag my daughter day, or hashtag, why they want me hashtag in my family or something personal? Like, that's not your business. But basically what I'm trying to say is these things that's going around in the world right now is just a hashtag. Like, everyone's jumping on the same hashtag, and they feel like they're doing it for a cause, but it's not the cause. Because if you do your history of these things that half of these people are jumping on, this is my big thing. So many people don't even know the history of these labels that they're jumping into. You know what I mean? They don't even know where they come from. They don't know the rawness and disgustingness of things that are coming from it. And what if you open a gate for one thing, you open a gate for another thing. You know what I mean? And that's what people don't realize. If you can identify yourself, right, it's all fine. Do what you want. That's your personal thing. But if you do that legally, anybody can legally identify themselves as a So if someone wants to identify herself legally, right, as, you know, whatever, now somebody could say that's 50. Oh, well, I feel like I'm 10 years old. So what's going to happen when he goes and tries to talk to this 10-year-old girl? Well, legally, I feel like I'm 10 years old. If it's good for this one, it's good for the next. You know what I mean? And people don't realize the danger that comes into playing with these things. Like, I don't need to tell nobody who I am. Like, I am who I am because that's me. I don't need you to, what's that called? Not verify, what's it called when you say
validate?
Validate. I don't need you to validate me. Like, what happened to giving our children that mindset? Like, that's what we need to build our kids, not, oh, here, label yourself. No, because now you fall in everything else with everybody else. You know what I mean? Instead of being your individual self, and you can be who you are. And as long as you're happy with who you are, but if you are always trying to look for acceptance from somebody else, you'll always have mental issues. You know what I mean? Because you're always going to look right and left for acceptance. And you can't accept yourself by jumping on a hashtag. You can't. And that's the danger in it. And people don't see that. And instead, when you speak like this, they think that you're automatically attacking a certain group. No, not at all. Like, we have family that put themselves in these groups. You know what I mean? So you can't sit here and say it's like a hate thing. No, it's listen, I see what you don't see. Your mind is blinded through emotion. I'm not blinded through emotion. Like, I'm clear as, like, I see this clear tunnel like vision right now. Like, I see what's going on. I see why they're doing it, why it's going so hard, why they go so hard on everything. Like, it's reasons for all this stuff. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Do they really care? No, they don't. They really don't care.
No, not at all.
They don't. And it's sad. And like, this is something like I really, really like feel hard about. And I feel like the problem is us adults, because we allow it, you know, and we don't, with our kids, we don't put limits to it. We don't turn off those devices. We, like, even me, like, I remember letting my kids have a phone early, and they were able to get on social media, maybe because I didn't know the social media game at the time. You know what I mean? I didn't know how deep it can get, but now I know, and my little ones will never, ever be on social media until they can pay for their own phone. Like, no, it's not happening. Like,
you know how I feel about that.
Yeah, you're not going on.
I get crazy about that.
Like, no, you're not. Like, I can't, because you are so manipulated. Like, even us, like, we have to be able to filter it out. You know,
you have to be a strong individual. And when you have a young kid watching, seeing certain things, they don't even realize what they're watching and seeing. We see it because we're older. We've lived. We see some clues. But even us, it gets by us sometimes, because even you're not even paying attention, or your mind is not there. You're still stressed from work. You're tired. You're taking care of the kids, whatever it may be. And you're not even realizing that what you're seeing is manipulating your mindset. It's sitting in the back of your mind. You know what I mean? So imagine what it's doing to kids and teenagers. You know what I mean? And some of them are on it 24/7. As soon as they get home from school, they're on it, and they're on there for hours. And then
you see, like, that's something I noticed about kids nowadays. I want to say kids, I'm just 25, but people, like, younger people nowadays, like, I was mentioning to my husband about this, like, I was like, when we were younger and we would hear a song, we would play it over and over again, and every time we would be hearing the song, we would sing it and bop to it or whatever. But do you realize, like, how these younger kids are talking to themselves? And he was like, yeah, I noticed that, like, they're talking to themselves, like, they're saying the lyrics to these songs, and I think they don't understand the power in words.
Yeah. That and that's the thing right there.
That's that alarm that, like, Holy Spirit was like, listen, because the power of your words, what you're speaking over yourself, what you're speaking to other people, you have power of life and death on your tongue, right? So you're speaking these words, or you're saying these things. You don't even realize, like, you're talking about, let's say it's this nasty, really explicit song. You're speaking that over yourself. This is, what are you becoming? And then you wonder why, like, she got a bad attitude. And all he's focused on is getting to the girls, or whatever the case may be. Like, it's shaping the kids in a way where they can't even focus on what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so true. Like what you're saying, the power of words. This is why, like, I learned, like, you got to watch what you say to your kids and around your kids too, because those words are powerful. And it, like, I've like learned this, like, and I'm listen, I am like fully guilty of this. Like, even when I had my son when I was 16 years old, like, it's not a day that I don't think about it. Like, in my head, like the things that I might have said around him, or things I might have said to him, or the things that, you know, like even my daughter, like the things I don't like, always was like, I try not to do anything bad around my kids. I was pretty good with doing that, but you know, life happens, things happen. You can't stop everything from being around them, but words are powerful. Like, and you have to watch, like, if you call your kid bad all the time, guess what? You're creating a bad kid, because you're molding that into their mentality that they're going to be a bad kid.
Exactly.
Like, that's just, if somebody called you ugly all the time and you felt pretty, but guess what? Now you're going to be insecure because you were told you were ugly every day of your life. And now you're going to have this insecurity, because that never erases. And like, with that said, like, jumping on something, I don't know, like these movies, for these kids movies, I don't even think parents realize what's going on in the movies right now. These kids movies, like I watched Boss Baby. I watched another movie. Listen, what's the movie on with the little girl that liked to sing on Netflix? She was singing, I forgot the movie. It's a little girl, and she wanted to be there was the monkey, his owner passed away or something. It's a cute movie, but all these storylines is teaching our kids to honestly say F your parents.
You don't need them. You don't need your parents. You don't need
parents
to
are
pay
in the way.
to them.
Your parents are in the way, and listen, at the end they'll go back to the happy ever after. You go back to your parents, right? But you already programmed it the whole movie through what to do. Like, and we spoke about this before. How do you know how to run away from home? You know why? Because you've seen it somewhere on TV. How do you know how to go out here and sell drugs or rob a bank? Because we've seen it on TV. That wasn't something that just was like, oh, boom, oh, I know how to do this. No, you're trying something you've seen on TV. It's all a system to fail us. But with that said, like, go ahead, girls, because I can go on with this topic. Like, y'all don't even know. Like,
no, but absolutely, you were just saying it. Like, everything is programmed. The TVs, the internet, everything. It's all programmed. So it's like, so they're definitely attacking the kids. They're definitely attacking the kids, and you know, if we let that happen, it's just going to continue. Basically, you know what I mean?
And even for us, it's like, it's decent. Like we've seen a lot more than the kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, from the cartoons that we watched growing up, or whatever the case may be, like, we're being desensitized. Like, think about it. Like, I listen. I'm pretty sure everybody watches this on Netflix. It's called, I don't know. My husband watched it. It's called Squid Games.
Yeah.
When I don't watch it, and I won't watch it, and I literally, like, my husband's like, oh, it's not that bad. You're desensitized to murder. That's why you can watch it peacefully and go to bed and no problem. Mm-hmm. Because you're desensitized. You don't even realize the trauma that you went through, that you have not healed from. Like, that's like people who say, like, oh, I was beaten as a child and I'm perfectly fine. I have a career, I have kids, I have a wife. But are you okay? Mm-hmm. You have the career, you have the family, you have all this stuff, but can you sit by yourself? Like, can you be alone? No, because all those things creep up again you, and it's like, they don't realize, like, what you're pouring into your children is what they're going to become. Mm-hmm. You train a child the way they should go, they will not depart from it. They're not whatever you let them. So my children, My son is almost 3, and I have a 1-year-old. They watch cartoons that I watched when I was younger, like Zaboomafoo. We're talking about 64 Zoo Lane. We're talking about all the like those cartoons where I know what's in it. You know what I mean? The things that were good. Like we got away from like Disney and Mickey Mouse and stuff like that because of the subliminal things in there. And some people like, you're no fun. You're taking things away from this. Like,
they don't even know.
Give your children experiences. Why do I have to give them this TV show? I would rather take like, it's a whole thing. Like I've been convicted about a lot of different like holidays and all this stuff. And I know like a lot of people are like, but it's fun. It's for the kids. It's going to make them happy. But it's like, what is better? When they get older, if they look back at whatever you've taught them, because you're their first teacher.
Yeah.
Are they going to look back and they're going to be like, yeah, Mom, I learned the truth about this. Why would you let me do that? So why did I want you to miss out on fun? It's like, but now I have to heal from now. It's like, that's why we have to protect them. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's why we have to be like, listen, you're not gonna like this, but you can't be on TikTok, and you darn sure not doing dances. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Girl, don't get me started on that.
Oh
my cousin's son was on. I was yelling at him every 5 minutes over his TikTok. I just could not take it. I could not.
Yeah.
Like you have little girls on there doing all. I'm like.
Yeah.
What?
And everything is cursing, so the kids are being exposed to language. And then they say, like, I don't know how my son or my daughter learned that. How do you not know where they learned
but it's
those
sad
words
because
from?
some people think it's fun.
cute.
Like they'll be like, oh, I can't believe he said that.
Yeah,
Your son just said the N-word. Like,
and then you go repost
and you're laughing.
Yeah, and then you go repost it. Like, yeah, let's make a whole world out of this. Like, no, it's not cute. It's not cute at all. Oh, and then these little girls, they sexualizing our little girls. Like,
yes, they are.
They're sexualizing our little girls. And then I hear so many moms, this is the first thing they say. Well, they're with me. It doesn't matter if
they're not looking for you.
Their eyes is, listen, that photo, they just have to look at your child one time and it's like boom, boom, boom.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, like, I don't care if your child's with me. Yeah, my kid's with me. Ain't nobody gonna touch my kid while they're with me, but I don't want them looking at my kid and just like
a certain way. Yeah.
Yeah, like no, like and it's not even that. Like honestly, like the thing is like you want your child to have some type of decency too. Like, you know what I mean? You want your child to have some type of self-respect. So when they get older and they choose to do whatever they want when they're older, but as a kid, you want them to have some type of respect for themselves to where, like as a woman, we like, you know, like when a teenager, like when you put yourself in situations where it's like, oh my God, like I put myself here. Like I played this game. I thought I was cute. Like, you know what I mean? I wanted to play cute for maybe this boy. And now I got to play it out, right? Because I don't put myself in this position. You already grooming your kid to put themselves in positions where, all right, now I got this grown man hitting on me. He's cute, but I know I'm a little girl. I shouldn't talk to him. I shouldn't do this, right? But you groom that child to think it's okay to be appealing to that man, right? And then now they're put in a position where it's like, should I? You know what I mean? Like they're already getting these emotions and feelings that they shouldn't even have at their age.
But then what about the kids who are uninformed? So you're putting them on TikTok to do this little dance and they think they're grown, but you're not even explaining to them, like, don't talk to strangers, don't do this, don't do that. Like as a child, for me, I think my parents were so fixated on hiding me away from everything. So whenever I got a situation where I was like, hey, what are we doing here? I went all the way in because I'm like, I was uninformed of what to do in that type of situation.
Yeah.
Everything
and
was
I feel
all
like
hands.
a lot of I feel like a lot of us, you know, from that, like you feel like, because I know I was like a product of that. Like I felt like the more I shelter them, you know what I mean? So like my two youngest, like I like they're nosy, even if I don't tell them they're nosy. They listen to everything. Like, so then I have to break it down to them. But it's okay because what I'm saying, it's already like when we watch movies, you're not, I tell them, you're not allowed to watch movies with nobody but me, because nobody's going to project it the way I want it to. I want you to, because you're going to see it eventually, but I want it to be told to you correctly and not in the eyes they want you to have it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to walk you through it. Like, I'm gonna hold your hand through this moment. Like, it's sad that you got to see this, but I know I can't hide it from you for the rest of your life. So I'm gonna walk you through it. And like, I tell them, and sometimes like, I feel like it's hard to do that. Like, it's hard to like have to do that with your kid now. It's like you have to, because I remember like when my two oldest, I felt like I used to try to like hide things and not tell the truth because I didn't know how to explain things, right? But my youngest now, like they know a little too much about the world. Like,
They do. But
they're prepared.
They are prepared. They do. They really know. They really know about the world. Like, it's so crazy.
But see, that's what I mean. Because that's the thing. And I think I talked to you guys about, like, I'm doing gentle parenting, right? All the different parenting styles. Now you have to think, okay, well, all right. So you're telling me, I don't want my kid just doing anything. I don't want to just be super lenient with them, but I also don't want to be super strict on them where they start rebelling. Yeah. What do I do? Like, how do I communicate? I want them to have fun. They see me on TikTok. Well, one, in that case, you're the example. So you dictate what you like. Me. My kids see me on TikTok all the time. They see me watching Christian videos or whatever. They don't see me watching dances and women doing this and women doing that. Like, you get what I mean? Like, you have to be the example. But also, it's like, these parents don't realize, like, permissive parenting, the end result is your kid is going to feel like they can do whatever, run all over you. And that leads to, oh, I don't have to listen to you. No, I know better, whatever. Or you're super strict where your kid is just like, I really don't want to listen to you. I feel scared of you and I'm trying to get away from you.
Yeah. It's hard to have like a healthy balance. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how y'all do it.
Because it's not, and that's the thing I've learned. Like, yes, I want to be more gentle in my parenting. I don't want to go straight to beating my kid or go straight to just yelling at them. Like, I want to think about it. I really want to work it out. But obviously, nobody is perfect. Nobody's just going to get it right after one day of reading a parenting book. But it's just the conscious decision to be the change you want to see. You just got to be the change you want to see and apologize and own up to it. Like, that's what I love about Ashley. Like, she's really honest about, like, but my first kid's like, I don't know what I was doing. And I'm like, I don't know. Listen, I have a 3-year-old. I still don't even understand what I'm doing every day. But you're like, now I know better. Now I'm trying better. So you just move in a grace, right? You just move in growing, always being a student, no matter the situation. So I feel like that's what I've learned about parenting, period.
You're right. And you know what, a lot of, like, even our parents, they didn't have a book to read to know what to do with us and stuff like that. And I tell my mom every day she did a great job. She was super strict. But now I can look back and I was like, whoa, you had every right to be super strict. I thought I knew stuff and I didn't know anything. And I still don't know anything, because it's like you're constantly learning. You're constantly, and I was like, Mom, you just try to do the best that you could as a parent. And a lot of our parents too were single parents. So not, like, they're taking pressure from all kind of ends. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have the good cop, bad cop, role or whatever like that. They
or like they're like a parent where, like, for my family, like, we were, well, I don't want to say blended family, but like I had a stepdad, like I had so you gotta think, like, I have these 2 children that are not his. I'm trying to work it out. I'm trying to allow him to, do his thing, but I still like, I don't know.
Yeah, where's the boundaries?
Exactly. It is hard, especially in situations where, like, there's a single parent, or like, now you're like coming together, you're a blended family, but like maybe you have your own personal trauma and hurts that you don't deal with. This is why, like we talk about, like, evolving, right? Like moving into your growth, moving into who you are, who you need to be. so that way you can stand firm in who you are, like accept who you are. I feel like for me, that's why like my parenting is completely different. Like from completely different right now. Like I said, I'm still going. And what my parents did, because I'm literally like, what did I see? What I don't want to do, like what do I not want to do? How do I unlearn this? It's just a lot of unlearning. And it sucks sometimes.
And you know what? At the end of the day, because I say this all the time, you can be the best parent in the world, but at the end of the day, your kids get to a point that when they're like older teenagers, like 17, 18, 19, 20, they're going to do whatever they want to do. Because at that time, you can only lead them to the water as much as you can, but then they got to decide if they're going to drink that water or what they're going to do. So all you can do is be the best parent you can be, do whatever you feel though is right. But at the end of the day, they're going to have a choice whether to do the right thing or the wrong thing.
Exactly.
And you have no control over that. No control at all, because they're already an adult. Exactly.
And that's what, like, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I must do something I didn't, because when I was young, I was like, you guys gotta let me go. It's gotta let me go. Like, let me go. And I feel like, but one thing I can't say, like, you're completely right about, like, when kids get to that age where they're of age and they know they can make their own decisions, they're going to make their decisions. But it's so crucial for the time that you can pour into them that you don't let them be on TikTok doing all the extra. Because when they get older, they're going to be like, well, I used to do it when I was like 7. Why can't I do it at 17?
Well, because you can't reverse it. You can't reverse it. That you can't take something from them that you allowed in the beginning. You know what I mean? And that's it. And they won't realize it until they have kids, that how much it will affect. Because when they're living through it, like if you would have told me 2 years ago, like a lot of stuff that I speak about now, I probably would have been like, I would have been one of those people like, listen, what can I do? I'm here, you know, it is what it is. Like, I would have been that person, but it took for me to really, really, like, I'm telling you, like, I really connected in the past 2 years, and I've just see the world so differently. And that's why I say, like, you know, for those that's watching, like, it's so much, like, you guys are on the internet. It's so much support groups, like, as far as if it's you know, you dealing with a change with your kids, like, it's so many of us out here, right? Or you're dealing with just mental health through it all, you know, because not only are the kids, we're being attacked, you know, adults are being attacked. Our health is on the line right now. We don't know what's going to happen to us a year from now, you know what I mean, with our health, with things going on, you know what I mean? Or if we bow down to it, like, what's even going to happen? You know what I mean? Everything right now is just like, we're literally like in like a science experiment, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's what's really going on. I feel like, I don't even think it's a science experiment. I think this is beyond science, but I feel like they left science in 2019. I'm sorry. Like, I've been in the health field for 18 years and science been out the window the minute this started. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. We could pretend like science is here, but it's not. It's really not. Like, we listening to a man who was experimenting on beagles. Like, are we serious right now? Like, this is the man who's telling us to put injections into our kids. He was just killing beagles. Like, we crucified Michael Vick for this, like, like, for fighting dogs. And now we praising a man on Disney that is killing beagles, and not only meat beagles, monkeys. Like, and the studies are the fear. They're studying fear. So come on, like, it's bluntly in your face. Like, do you not understand? They are playing with our fear, like, right now. They're playing, they're going to scare us with starving us. They're going to scare us with our health. They're going to scare us with our livelihood, what we're going to work, how we're going to have. And the man who is behind this with them, he literally is studying fear right now in monkeys. Like, are y'all, it's bluntly in your face. do your studies, look for the research, like straight up. Like, and at the end of the day, there are so many people that you can go to and so many groups you can be a part of, rather than doing, like, I'm not saying don't do your, if you have businesses, do your TikToks and stuff like that. But if you're just playing on it all day, like for no reason, like, go do something with your life. You know what I mean? Like, go do something with your life. At least have a purpose for it. Like, if you're trying to bring, you know, people to your business, all right, cool. But if not, like, honestly, get your mind right, because you're just following trends right now, and you're gonna be one of those people that's gonna get us all lost somewhere. Because minority rules, like,
Yeah.
so if more of y'all start following, the ones right here gonna have it hard, because we gonna be standing around and getting knocked down. So, like, we got to get on the same boat, because honestly, this war is against us. It's not against this person and that person. It's against all people. Like, y'all don't even realize it ain't. Y'all got to take politics out of here. You got to take race out of here. You got to take he, she, him, whatever. You got to take all of that out of there and just say we are human beings, because we are being attacked right now. And we looking like Hunger Games here. Y'all looking like Squid Games right now.
Squid Games. I didn't even watch that. So say Hunger Games. I know what Hunger Games is.
They teaching us how to take each other out. So if they don't take us out, they're gonna teach us how we can take each other out. That's why the purge is here. That's why they do the purge. That's why they're doing Squid. Y'all gonna learn how to take the last man out. Listen.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be them. Listen, it ain't gonna be them. It's gonna be us that we take it out.
Yeah.
So y'all fighting the wrong battles. Like, and that's period. Yeah. Y'all fighting the wrong battles. Like, love on each other. Cause when it started, we was loving on each other. We was there. Yeah. Like, I don't know if people remember that, but it was like a united fence when it first started. And then 3 months in, everything, like, they start playing with all the cards start coming out.
Absolutely.
All of them. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy out in this world. Crazy. But you gotta get your mind right. So go get in a support group. Go
get
pray on it.
Get a support group, get a Bible.
Get your Bible. Get your prayer.
Educate yourself.
I feel like that's the best thing we can do right now. Like, yes, I know. Like, I'm team Bible. Get your Bible, read it, do your thing. Even if you're like, I don't want to do that, like, you're trying to force that on me. It's like, but what are you doing? Are you just sitting there mindlessly just absorbing all of the crap? What are you doing?
Talking like
you're just going off of he said, she said. Or you actually get a book, educate yourself, learn something, pick up a trade, do something. Because you're gonna need it.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. We're like so advanced and we have information everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, you can look up so many things, but because we have access to all these things too, all those things are being altered and filtered and manipulating. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's crazy.
It's hard because everybody's thinking, well, this is being manipulated. How can I trust this?
Yeah.
It's like it's taking away, because there's the truth. Like, the truth could be sitting. The truth could be sitting like right there.
Yeah. Yeah. It could.
And you're just like, which one? It's like which one is it? Like, is this the right one or is this the right one? It's like, that's where you need discernment. You need to be able to look into what it is, be able to see what it is. That's why if you are I talked about this before we got on, right? Like, being double-minded.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. You're just like going back and forth. Well, I believe in this now. Well, now I don't, because I heard somebody say this about it. Or, well, now I don't believe this because I heard somebody say something about this. It's like, gotta get firm. Like, get firm. Really start educate, like she said, educating yourself so you could know without a shadow of a doubt, like, this is what it is.
And go with that gut feeling too.
Yeah, of course.
Go with that gut feeling. It's not going to
Mhm.
steer you wrong. You know what I
Nope.
mean? And question everything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You don't even have to be agreeing with what we're saying right now. As long as you educate yourself enough that you got the information that you need, ask the questions that you need answered, like just educate yourself.
Yes.
Yep.
It's
It's
out
never
there.
a wrong question.
It's always out there. Listen, it's always out there. It's always, you just have to look for it. You can't, don't listen to me, don't listen to Justice.
Yep.
Listen to your gut, you know, pray on it. Like she said, open that Bible, you know what I mean? And get in tune with him. It's because he is going to steer you the right way, right? And then you got to educate yourself. And a lot of things that are being done, because a lot of, like I say, a lot of people are playing God right now, right?
Exactly. You need to
Yeah,
find
they
the
are.
one true God.
Mhm. Yeah. And
And
these
that's
people,
what-
these
yeah,
people, they speak it. They tell on themselves when they do things. Like, you just got to be, you got to see it and you got to feel it and you got to go with that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I'm like, honestly, like I said, my whole view, like I watch movies and it's crazy to me. Like movies I don't even have that emotional, like I get mad at movies now. Like, I don't know if people have been watching movies, but movies get me angry now. They are so hateful. Like there hasn't been a movie yet that hasn't had hate in it.
Yeah.
Some
That's
type of
true.
hate.
Where's the love movies? There's none. Even our music. Where's the love songs? None.
Bro.
None.
It's just nasty.
It's sexualized and hate. That's all it
Hate.
is.
That's all it
Sexualized
is.
hate, violence. That's what it is. And that's what our movies are too. There's no
Yeah.
love movies. There's no, like, you know what I mean? Nothing.
It's just not a good, the what they're trying to get from these movies and things is not healthy. Like I literally was so angry, like the last time I went to movies and I said, I'll never pay for a movie again. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, you can close it down now because I don't even care. Like, close it down. I was mad that it was closed before, but close it down. Like, they can go out of business.
Down again.
Shut them down. Shut them down. We don't need that. Like, open something that we need. We don't need that. Like yeah. Shut them down. Like, just that outlet right there is done. Like, they are just trying to ruin our minds with those movies. Like, it's crazy. It's sad. But like we were saying, like with change, like that's all, this is coming from change. Like, this is the things that we're going through in this world. Like, I feel like we've always had like bits of this in our world, but it's even getting crazier. And I feel like you can't play with them anymore. Like, you have to take, and that's what they say, you can't love those worldly things, right? It says that, right? You shouldn't love the worldly things. So you have to like really take yourself out of it and just know what you're doing. You got to know that's why I say you have to know your purpose, God-given purpose. We are here for a reason. And honestly, it's always going to be for the greater good. So don't say, what can I do? That's why that angers me, because it's like, what can you do?
That's the, and like, listen, before we get off, before we stop, you need him. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Like, people don't realize, like, oh, I don't need that stuff. He created you for a purpose, on a purpose, all for you to ultimately glorify him. And it doesn't even matter if you're like, I don't want to touch that. I'm gonna stay away from it. I don't want anything to do with it. At the end of the day, there will be, like, I just want to say, like, we are the end times. And I know you're like that crazy end time person. We are the end times. He is coming back very, very soon. And every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess that he is Lord at the end of the day. So as you're, how can I say it? Because I talk about like my, the young faithful mama, embracing growth, accepting the breakthrough, right? You're refusing the growth. You're refusing the change. You don't want it. No, I just want to stick in my little bubble, or I just want to, like I said, bandwagon onto this thing because people pleasing and all that self-sabotaging behavior that you have. You're, at the end of the day, and I like, listen, this takes me back to like a dream I had, and I really don't want to get into it, but you're going to literally be begging. Like, I don't know what to do. I have no food. I don't have this. I don't have that. All that fear that they're trying to provoke in you, you need to take all that fear and put it to the Lord, because he's the only one that can ultimately save you, right? Like, everybody out here, like you said, is trying to be their own God. But once we change into the image of Jesus,
Justice.
evolve. Let's no, seriously, evolve into who he called you to be, not who you think who your friend told you to be. Or well, I'm trying to stay in this moment, trying to keep, I don't want to step on any toes. Evolve. You're Pikachu. Evolve. Like just go. Like evolve into the next Pokemon and accept who you are. Like really accept who you are for real. Like
yeah.
I feel like a lot of this is us just, well, not us, but people lying to themselves.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have this. I don't have a problem with that. It's like, come on. Like,
open your eyes.
Let's sit down. Open your eyes, right? Like, it really see, like, I got to deal with this. Because if I don't deal with this, I'm never going to get to who I'm supposed to be. Like, for me, I remember starting this year, my word for the year was purpose. And it was funny how I realized like my purpose was ultimately the thing that I was running from, which is just being truly authentically myself. Because I was such a people pleaser and all the stuff. And realizing like me just being me is fine and it's enough. And even if I'm too much for some people, that's great. You can have an extra serving. You know what I mean? But you got you gotta be who you know you are. Like you said, that gut feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop. Don't fight the change.
No.
No.
So
you
it's
don't
coming.
It's coming.
You're
prepared. So I'm trying to help somebody. I'm telling you, like, get prepared. Not just like, yeah, I know spiritually, yes, but like physically, you better get you a grab bag. Like, if something case you gotta evacuate.
Yeah.
Prepare.
Yes.
People in the Bible, they was prepared. God sent a word. They prepared themselves, and they was cool while everybody else was in famine and distress. You guys ever hear that story of Joseph?
Go ahead, tell us the story.
So
yeah.
Joseph basically, he was this kid. He had 12 brothers. He had a dream. And so his brothers hated him because like he thinks he's all this in a bag of chips. It's because his parents favored him. They made him this coat of many colors. It's real cute. And so then one day, this brothers decided that, you know what, we're going to throw him in a hole. And then, you know what, after we throw him in this hole, we're going to sell him to these people who are take him down to Egypt so he can be a slave. So he ended up becoming a slave, but because of the favor, because of his faithfulness to God, as he was studying and doing all this stuff that his father prepared him for by the way, he didn't have to do no field work like the rest of his brothers. That's why they hated him. He got to read books and learn and study the word and stuff like that. So when he got to Egypt, you would think, crap, like he's a slave now. Look at him. This guy who's so educated, who's so high, but God was still faithful to him. So when the famine came, after what they did, the very people who threw him down and tried to get rid of him came back to him when there was a famine to receive food, because he didn't store up his riches, right? He wasn't storing up stuff here. He was focused on what God told him to do. He went through his process or whatever, but ultimately the people who are preparing, the people who are fixing their eyes on what is really important, because we all know deep down what's really important. We're going to be sitting there like, we told you, like, I told you, like, I'm out. Like, that's all it is when it comes to, I don't Christian, because even like saying Christian now, it's like a whole another thing, but a Christ follower, I'm reaching my hand, like, come on, like, just come on, like, I'll tell you about him. Like, come on, like, we can do this together. Like, it's not here, like, beating you with this Bible. It's really like, there's truth and there's things in there that's going to help you be able to go through your changing that you need to do with a guide to help you. So that way you can evolve and accept things better. Like the whole topic. Like, that's why I feel so strongly about it. Cause it's like, all you need is inside of you. But if you don't tap into the power that is literally sitting right there, all you got to do is say yes. You have it, and you will be able to have that guy with you. Like, no, and not just your gut feeling. Like, it's gonna be your gut, and it's gonna be the Holy Spirit. Like, no, that's not in our journey today. We're definitely no. You need to start doing this. You need to start working out. You need to start drinking water. You know what I mean, to build you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Some deep stuff right there, Justice.
I'm just saying.
Yes. Yes. Well, listen. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know we went in today.
We did.
Sorry.
We did.
So if you didn't catch it the first time, definitely, hashtag replay. We'll post this on both so you guys will have it. And we also have a YouTube channel. If you don't know, the links are in our bio. So check out our YouTube channel. We just uploaded the last week's episode and we'll upload this one this week. So definitely check out our YouTube channel. Go support and share these lives, guys. Like, share them because we're going to have some great topics and we want to reach more people, just because like we want you guys to comment, in the comments so we can have your feedback so we can talk about things that you want to talk about, or maybe we have information, or maybe you have information that we need to hear, so definitely, play a role in this and just, support, guys, because we're not coming from a bad place. We are coming from a very, great place. Like, you just, support, guys. Everybody press and share on stupid things. This is something positive, what I mean?
Like, love, and share, guys.
Like, love, and share. Right? See you guys. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week on Monday.
Bye, guys.